All right, time to graft these apple trees. Come join me in the chaos. Okay, so I'm doing some top working on these crab apple trees. I've done the ones over here. I'm gonna work on this one. So it's a pretty simple process. If you've never done grafting before, I wanted to kind of give you a tutorial on what to do for at least bark grafting. So the first step is to make sure that the sap is flowing. And you can usually tell that by finding a branch, put an incision into it, and seeing if you can easily peel the bark. You want the bark to be able to detach from the tree. So to do bark grafting, you'll see if you look over here, you'll see that the bark is very thick. And so I need to push through that. So I'm gonna show you, I just push through it. It actually goes through surprisingly easy. And then usually what I like to do is to pull the bark apart, pull it away. There's a temptation to just shove your knife in there. You just want to make sure that you separate that outer bark. I don't know if you can see it on film. There's like a little opening right there, and that's called the cambium. So that right there is where you're gonna attach your SCION. And I'm gonna show you how to do a SCION. Let's do this one. So this is a gala apple. So I have a few different varieties of SCIONs here. So I'm probably gonna have a bunch of mixed varieties coming out of this. And I'm gonna show you a trick for this. So you have to imagine the angle you're gonna have when this opens up, and then when you're gonna wanna carve that angle out. So a lot of people feel like it's really important to do this in one motion, and it can be. The most important thing is that this is perfectly flat. And see how I have like a wedge right here? You're gonna want a wedge so that you can have cambium contact between that cambium layer on the tree and this branch, because this tree is coming out of dormancy right now and it's sending a ton of sap up to the top of the tree. And so if this is touching, it's gonna push sap into this branch, and as it pushes sap into this branch, it's gonna wake up these buds, and then we're gonna bring the gala SCION to life. So let me see if this is what I want. And then I have a little trick that I do. Once I have this, I have this plane right here. So I found these online, little pocket plane. If you're a woodworker, you know what I'm talking about. This is gonna make sure my little whittling errors that I just showed you, they're all gonna be fixed. So I just hold that flat and I use my plane to give me a perfectly flat surface. It's gonna make sure that everything's touching. Because if you have little spots where the cambium layer is not touching, I don't know if you can see that, but it's perfect. And that one's perfect. You're gonna wanna make sure that everything's in contact. And then you have to kind of visualize what the angle is gonna be. So this part right here, so I have a wedge on this side and I have a flat part on this side. As I insert this into that bark graft, you'll notice that that flat part is gonna be out, and that's a good thing because we don't want any water escaping. And I'm gonna seal this up with wax and some modified paint in a moment, but there. So we got pretty good contact on both sides. And if you want, you can recover some of your SCION material. You typically only need 3 buds. I just like to make sure I have at least 1 bud pointing outward so I can make sure that it's gonna grow the direction I want it to. It looks like I have 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and terminate this about right here. All right, and then I like to put a little bit of wax. This is a pretty good one I found online, not sponsored. I'll put links to this stuff if you're interested, little affiliate links. But yeah, this wax will keep any moisture from escaping, because this tree is going to be pushing a lot of water up through this branch, and I don't want that precious water escaping, because this little SCION right here is going to be a little stressed, and so we want to reduce its difficulties as much as possible. I also like to close this gap up. I'm going to put some tape around this in a minute. I like to close those gaps up as much as possible. You can see how good this wax seals up all those spots that moisture could get in or get out. It does allow a small amount of exchange, not enough to be a problem. And then there's a little exposed cambium here. I can go ahead and seal that off. The good thing about this wax is it's very tacky. So when you apply a tape to this, it's going to stick really well to that wax. I'm gonna do one on this side, same idea. Gonna push through the bark, and you can just feel when it just gives. So I know you're good. And then I like to grab, pull it away a little bit, just so it like should easily tear away a little bit without actually tearing. Oh, it tore a little bit. I'm gonna seal that one and do one right here. That side isn't really slipping very well. There we go. I want to make sure it spontaneously slips, just to make sure that both sides of that are a good fresh cambium layer. And I just kind of wiggle it to make sure I'm pulling cambium. Okay, so that incision's ready. All right, now I'm going to prepare my SCION.
And what kind of SCION is this?
I believe this one is Red Delicious. So somebody I know really likes this kind. I'm gonna use this knife this time. This one's extremely sharp. I actually shaved with it just to see how sharp it was. So you kind of got to be careful.
You shaved when?
Once, upon a time. As Pedro would say, I shaved like 3 days ago. All right, from Napoleon Dynamite, if you don't know what I'm talking about. All right, make sure I have my angle that I like. So I aim for roughly 25-degree angle or so. Pretty much the angle you put on a blade. So if you sharpen knives, you know what I'm talking about. Roughly an angle that looks like that. And you can kind of tell by the back of it. All right. So I'll put this little sheath on because this is extremely sharp. Like, it'll just take the hair right off. But it makes sure that you get a nice clean edge. All right, back to this tool right here, my planer. And again, we're just gonna plane this. No complaining. And this just takes a little bit off the top, just to make sure I have a nice flat surface right there to push into my graft.
It's getting very thin.
It is getting very thin.
Do both sides have to be plain?
Yeah. In theory, you can get cambium contact between this surface and the bark on the outside and the cambium layer on the inside. So you're basically causing the cambium layer to split. And so I want double contact. That almost ensures that the graft is going to be successful. And I kind of like to hold it just so it doesn't slip too fast, because if it slips too fast, sometimes it'll tear. I don't want to tear the bark. Okay, that's pretty solid in there. And it looks like the angle is actually perfect. So I got contact on both sides because I chose the exact right angle. So now I just need some wax to seal that guy up. Are you able to get that angle on there?
Uh-huh.
Cool. So if you look down right here, you can kind of see that there's cambium contact on both sides. This stuff is very tacky, so it likes to stick to the lid. All right, I love that smell too. It's like some kind of a mix, I think, of pine and I looked it up once. Whatever it is, it's perfect for this.
Hello.
Seal up all those little air holes. Potential spots for water to intrude. Spoil our day. And this has beeswax as well, so I believe there's natural antifungals that the bees kind of include in their wax that prevents this from having any issues until it gets established. But I do like to have it touching on all sides. It also stabilizes the graft just in case a bird tries landing on it.
Purposely put fungus everywhere. Now you want antifungal?
It's true. So my wife's talking about some mushrooms. I put mushrooms everywhere, but that's a different kind of fungus. That's a fungus that only decomposes. It's a decomposer fungus. The type of fungus I'm worried about is invasive or opportunistic funguses that actually infect the tree. All right, so just finishing up putting the wax on here just to seal these edges. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and apply electrical tape. So love this stuff. It's going to further stabilize these SCIONs. So keep them from wiggling around in case birds land on them. All right, and then once I have a couple wraps, I'll go a little tighter just to make sure I got good contact, and then even a little overlap up top here. I like to put some pressure on the end of that cambium of this rootstock. And again, this is a crabapple rootstock. Some people will have these crab apples and they just get upset because, you know, they don't like the fruit. No point in wasting a beautiful 20-year-old rootstock. Just graft into it to change it. All right, and now I'm gonna put some grafting paint. Also not sponsored. If the company wants to, I wouldn't complain. Knife. Too many pockets.
The big knife right there?
Nope.
Oh.
I don't want to break the tip off of that one. I need this guy. So I love this skelly tool because it has a little flat screwdriver. This is for a lot of stuff, including stuff like this. Wouldn't want to risk this on a really nice blade. So let's snap the tip off. All right, paintbrush, just kind of splattering on there. And again, this is going to seal this just to minimize water loss and water intrusion, water entering.
Is it supposed to rain anytime soon?
Hopefully not. No, it only is about 24 hours to seal, but I think it's gonna rain on Friday or something, so got a couple days for it to dry. Just don't want to trap water in there because we don't want anything crazy happening.
Pretty cool.
Wrap.
We have some Red Delicious.
Red Delicious and Gala, that's gonna look weird. Not too weird. Someone's peeling out. All right, and then just
Cake decorating.
a little bit right there. All right, that's all.
Alright.
Yay. That's how you do it. Thanks for joining me in the cast.
Hope this helps you.